Noon's fervid hour perchance 6,000 miles from hence is distant, and the shadowy cone almost to level on our earth declines, when from the midmost of this blue abyss by turns some star is to our vision lost. And straightway as the handmaid of the sun puts forth her radiant brow, all, light by light, fade, and the spangled firmament shuts in e'en to the loveliest of the glittering throng. Thus vanished gradually from my sight the triumph, which plays ever round the point, that overcame me, seeming, for it did, and girt by that it girdeth. Wherefore love, with loss of other object, forked me bend mine eyes on Beatrice once again. If all, that hitherto is told of her, were in one praise concluded, 't were too weak to furnish out this turn. Mine eyes did look on beauty, such, as I believe in sooth, not merely to exceed our human, but, that save its maker, none can to the full enjoy it. At this point o'erpowered I fail, unequal to my theme, as never bard of buskin or of sock hath failed before. For, as the sun doth to the feeblest sight, e'en so remembrance of that witching smile hath dispossessed my spirit of itself. Not from that day, when on this earth I first beheld her charms, up to that view of them, have I with song applausive ever ceased to follow, but not follow them no more, my course here bounded, as each artist's is, when it doth touch the limit of his skill. She, such as I bequeath her to the brute of louder trump than mine, which hasteneth on, urging its arduous matter to the close, her words resumed, in gesture and in voice resembling one accustomed to command, forth from the last corporeal are we come into the heaven, that is unbodied light, light intellectual replete with love, love of true happiness replete with joy, joy, that transcends all sweetness of delight. Here shalt thou look on either mighty host of paradise, and one in that array, which in the final judgment thou shalt see. As when the lightning, in a sudden spleen unfolded, dashes from the blinding eyes the visive spirits dazzled and bedimmed, so, round about me, fulminating streams of living radiance played, and left me swathed and veiled in dense impenetrable blaze. Such real is in the love, that stills this heaven, for its own flame the torch this fitting ever. No sooner to my listening ear had come the brief assurance, than I understood new virtue into me infused, and sight kindled afresh, with vigor to sustain excessive light, however pure. I looked, and in the likeness of a river saw light flowing, from whose amber-seeming waves flashed up effulgence, as they glided on twixt banks, on either side, painted with spring, incredible how fair, and, from the tide, there ever and anon, outstarting, flew sparkles instinct with life, and in the flow arrested set them, like to rubies chased in gold, then, as if drunk with odors, plumbed again into the wondrous flood, from which, as one re-entered, still another rose. The thirst of knowledge high, whereby thou art inflamed, to search the meaning of what here thou sayest, the more it warms thee, pleases me the more. But first behooves thee of this water drink, or ere that longing be allayed. So spake the daystar of mine eyes, then thus subjoined, this stream, and these, forth issuing from its gulf, and diving back, a living topaz each, with all this laughter on its bloomy shores, are but a preface, shadowy of the truth they emblem, not that, in themselves, the things are crude, but on thy part is the defect, for that thy views not yet aspire so high. Never did babe, that had outslept his wont, rush, with such eager straining, to the milk, as I toward the water, bending me, to make the better mirrors of mine eyes in the refining wave, and, as the eaves of mine eyelids did drink of it, forthwith seemed it unto me turned from length to round, then as a troop of maskers, when they put their visors off, look other than before, the counterfeited semblance thrown aside, so into greater jubilee were changed those flowers and sparkles, and distinct. I saw before me either court of heaven displacked. O prime enlightener! Thou who craft'st me strength on the high triumph of thy realm to gaze. Grant virtue now to utter what I kenned, there is in heaven a light, whose goodly shine makes the Creator visible to all created, that in seeing him alone have peace, and in a circle spreads so far, that the circumference were too loose a zone to girdle in the sun. All is one beam, reflected from the summit of the first, that moves, which being hence in vigor takes, and as some cliff, that from the bottom eyes its image mirrored in the crystal flood, as if to admire its brave appareling of verdure and of flowers, so, round about, eyeing the light, on more than million thrones, stood, eminent, whatever from our earth has to the skies returned. How wide the leaves extended to their utmost of this rose, whose lowest step embosoms such a space of ample radiance! Yet, nor amplitude nor height impeded, but my view with ease took in the full dimensions of that joy. Near or remote, what there avails, where God immediate rules, and nature, awed, suspends her sway. Into the yellow of the rose perennial, which in bright expansiveness lays forth its gradual blooming, redolent of praises to the never-wintering sun, as one, who fain would speak yet holds his peace, Beatrice led me, and, behold, she said, this fair assemblage. Stoles of snowy white how numberless! The city, where we dwell, behold how vast! And these our seats so thronged few now are wanting here. In that proud stall, on which, the crown, already o'er its state suspended, holds thine eyes, or ere thyself mayst at the wedding sup, shall rest the soul of the great Harry, he who, by the world Augustus hailed, to Italy must come, before her day be ripe. But ye are sick, and in your tetchy wantonness as blind, as is the bantling, that of hunger dies, and drives away the nurse. Nor may it be, that he, who in the sacred forum sways, openly or in secret, shall with him accord and walk, whom God will not endure ith holy office long, but thrust him down to Simon Magus, where Magnus priest will sink beneath him, such will be his meed.